This part. Sleep Token's been on my mind ever since I reacted to the summoning several days ago. I got to be honest, like I'm blown away by this project. The mysticism behind it, the whole thing. It's crazy. Like sleep and vessel and the anonymity, all of that. So one of my big things that I teach in my voice studio is this concept that when you are a high level artist, there's a selflessness in that. And the anonymity of this project just plays perfectly in alignment with my highest values for music, which is as an artist, it's about getting out of the way for the music to come through you. I use the term become a conduit for expression all the time, but another perfect word for that would be vessel. Become a vessel for the expression. I've been teaching singing now for the last 24 years as my only full-time gig. I break down voices for a living, and I only started, though, doing reacting and vocal breakdowns online about 4 months ago, and it's been really interesting how it's impacted me as a teacher and helped me really get clear on what my intentions are as an educator on a deeper level, not only in my private teaching, but also in what I want to do with this channel. And I'm a big believer in this idea of celebrating authentic, honest expression, selflessness in singing, about pure human expression coming through, or expression from somewhere else, maybe even. Like I'm all for this idea of us all becoming vessels for expression, and that's what makes great art. If it's something you're into too, join me on the journey, subscribe. Maybe don't click notifications because you might not like all the people I react to, but subscribe, stay on my journey here. I'm going to do more and more Sleep Token. All right, so I'm going to listen all the way through without stopping and then give my overall impression. Then I'm going to go back and break it down a little bit. Let's jump right in.
Just 2 days since the mainframe went down and I'm still messed up. Room feels like a meat freezer, right dangling like cold cuts. Missed calls, answer phones from people I just don't trust. New talk, fake love, but I'll take a pound of your flesh before you take a piece of my waist up. White roses, black dust, got my to rise up. I need you to see me for what I become. My mind, those eyes like fire. I'm a winged insect, you're a funeral pyre. Come now, bite through these wires. I'm a working hell and the guts grow tired. Reset my patient fire. That's along both lines of a pathway higher. Grow back your sharpest teeth. You know my desire. Guess it goes to show in not, and we've no idea what we've got until we lose it. Now I'm out of love, well, keep it around. If we don't choose it, no. Well, I don't know what's got me sleeping, but I'm about to find back in anger. Now I'm out of self-sought. Fury will bring back the glory of innocence. My mind, those eyes like fire. I'm a winged insect, you're a funeral pyre. Come now, bite through these wires. I'm a working hell and the guts grow tired. Reset my patience, lying along both lines of the pathway higher. Grow back your sharpest teeth, you know my desire.
Wow. Oh my God. What was that? Jeez. That blew my mind. That was There was a lot going on in that song. We had, oh man, where do I start? That was amazing. Thank you so much for recommending I check out this song. This is, wow, what a powerful piece of art. I'm so blown away by this project. I'm kind of like, I've got a million things I could say right now. I wish I could just like have USB'd my head into a stream and just uploaded all of the things going through my head when I listened to that. That was really interesting and beautiful. And oh my God, first thing I just want to show, this part ripped my heart out right here.
Guess it goes to show.
Oh.
We've no idea what we've got until we lose it.
Oh. When we got to that part, it was just like, like ripped my heart out completely. So gorgeous, like emotional. That chord progression right there in the context of the whole scope of the piece, and Vessel's voice being so vulnerable in that moment. And also understanding a little bit what this song is about this being the time where Vessel, in the long arc of the story of this relationship that's not going to work out, this sort of unresolvable love that we'll call it, that this is the moment when there's a falling out between Vessel and the lover. And this song represents that emotional state so beautifully. What I love about this band is the combination of emotional worlds that are portrayed, and the ways that those emotional worlds are portrayed through using different styles of music and singing, all mushed in together in one artistic piece. I mean, we had some rap sections here with also some like more hip hoppy type of beats. Then we had some straight like more progressive metal type of beats. We have screaming, we have synthesizers, we have distorted guitars. Then we also have these sweet little introspective emotional respites from the chaos of all of the other types of music that are going on here. This is so fascinating. This is such fascinating music, and the mythical lore about it all too. I mean, my God, I get it. I completely get it. Like I feel something really interesting when I listen to this music, like something kind of magical a little bit. And I think that's the thing, right? That's the sleep thing. Wow. All right. I'm going to go back and break down a few things that I'm hearing. I love that sound sample, that sort of key sound, but it's like got a lot of reverb on it, and it looks like it's got some weird EQs that are making it sort of a little warmer and not having a lot of upper frequency stuff in it. We've got this little delay effect. Almost sounds like some nature sounds, or maybe those are nature sounds from this show, from where they are doing the show. I'm not sure. Oh, those have to be in the track, I think. I don't think we're in a jungle right now. So beautiful, so haunting.
I dream in phosphorescence, lead through spaces, see you drifting past the foam.
Ooh, so beautiful. So one thing I talk about a lot in my teaching is this idea of being connected to the text when you sing, emoting, becoming a vessel, essentially. Notice how connected to the text he is here. Notice how much the emotional world he's created with his voice perfectly matches the text. Just listen for that.
Lead through spaces, see you drifting past the foam.
Almost sounds like he's crying a little bit, doesn't he? How does he do that vocally? Here's what's happening. He's got his vocal folds pretty well adducted. They're pretty well closed. He's got a decent amount of air pressure. Ba, 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 ba. I mean, he's engaging his vocal folds here. He's not blasting or pushing. He also has some compression on the voice. Compression is the lateral squeeze you put just above your pharynx. ba, 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 and it gives this like angstiness to your tone as opposed to like da, 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 da. Notice right now I don't have any of that compression. It just sounds very like conversational, very kind of, it doesn't have that angst in the tone. He's got compression, but he doesn't have so much compression. He's not activating the false vocal folds yet. He's just squeezing his tone, giving a little angst to the tone. And then also he's got a little bit of his tight, fast vibrato happening in the middle of phrases here and there. So all of those elements are adding up to this super angsty tone. So listen for all those elements. Listen for the vocal fold closure. Listen for how it's kind of a brassy tone. Listen for how he has vibrato in the middle of the phrases. And listen for how emotionally he is connected to the text with all of those tools.
Lead through spaces, see you drifting past the foam.
Do you hear his vibrato? That tight vibrato? Oh, that adds such angst, doesn't it? That's a tool that you can add angst to your voice with in this style.
And no one told you where to go.
One thing about progressive metal genre and just metal genres in general is there's a tendency for the vowels to be a little bit darker. When we say in metal, as opposed to like in pop, we have a lot more lateral ahs in like pop, especially pop that's like R&B soul type of pop. Vessel has dark vowels a lot of the time, which of course gets into this sort of darkness of the project, kind of like it's dark, it's a little bit obscured.
We dive through crystal waters.
The harmony, the whole package of the vocals here.
Perfect oceans, and no one told me not to breathe.
They sound so beautiful together.
And now the weightlessness recede.
Another interesting metal vocal technique thing is you go to the second vowel of the diphthong a lot of times, like day. You'll do that, day, instead of day. You know, because if you think about a diphthong is two vowel sounds mushed into one syllable. The word day. Day. We say A and E in the word day. In metal, and in like country music, actually, we go to the second vowel of the diphthong sometimes. Day. I want you to listen to Vessel do that right here. Check that out.
And now the weightlessness.
Did you hear that on wait? Wait. He did that. Listen for that one more time.
And now the weightlessness
Wait. Hear that? That's a metal thing.
recedes.
Just his voice kind of crumbled right there a little bit. That's emotional singing. That's being a vessel for expression.
Mama, those eyes like fire, I'm a
I love that low, that like a little low drop down. That's so cool.
Mama, those eyes like fire, I'm a winged insect, you're a funeral pyre.
Oh, these lyrics. I feel like I could do a whole nother video just going phrase by phrase, breaking down these lyrics and interpreting them with you all. I don't know, maybe we'll do that sometime as a side quest.
Road now, bite through both lines of a pathway higher.
He's so expressive with his body. From, if you saw my reaction to the summoning when he's dancing around, I love that freedom in his body. I love what he's doing with his hand here, that expressive, like kind of like shaking. You know, this is so emotional. What great singing. Great singing is being expressive.
Throw back your sharpest teeth, you know my desire. I will travel far beyond the path of reason. Take me back to Eden.
We're building.
Take me back to Eden.
Now, I'm listening to the live vocals because I like to hear real live singing. I love it. It helps me get a real sense of the artist of the band. I mentioned that in the summoning, and you all were like, I'm glad you're listening to it live, but you got to listen to the studio version. Like, you got to hear that too. I'm going to react to those too, but I just want to get a little more of the live band feel. Like, I feel like I'm there. I feel like I know these artists, and I want to be a part of this experience. And I know that there may be something lost, but I'm a professional musician. I've been doing this a long time. I can hear through the recording to hear what's happening behind it. So don't worry about me not being impressed by what they sound like in their meticulous, clean studio versions. I know it's going to be incredible, and I'm going to get to that too. But I'm happy to appreciate this now. I love how much vocal versatility he has. He's got a brassy voice in the mid-lower registers. He flips up into falsetto, gets this kind of squeeze on it to give this edgy, compressed falsetto sound. Then he comes back down into his natural voice again. Also singing with grit, also rapping. You know, we're all over the place vocally. Right there. That's not falsetto exactly, because it's got a little edge on it. We call that flageolet. I call that compressed falsetto. It's kind of like screamy falsetto. It almost has sections, kind of like symphonic works do. Now we've got like trap set drums happening here, right? Now we're into like hip hop influence. But notice how it still works. It doesn't feel like, what are you doing putting a hip hop song inside of this like emotional, emo, screamo, progressive metal-y thing? Like, what are you doing? It doesn't sound like that at all, does it? Like, it works perfectly here.
2 days since the mainframe went down and I'm still messed up. Room feels like a me freezer.
I love the baritone in his tone. I love that depth of tone he has. It's really warm. It's really sexy. I like that.
Dangling like cold cuts, missed calls, answer phones from people I just don't trust.
Hear those vowels I was talking about? People I. Like, he's very tall vowels, not lateral.
Talk, fake love, but I'll take a pound of your flesh before you take a piece of my waist up. White roses, black dust, got my rise up, I need you.
Other artists that do that, I think about like The Cure. I think about like Morrissey, having tall, dark vowels, stuff like that.
They see me for what I become. My mind, those eyes like fire. I'm a winged insect, you're a funeral fire.
I like the melody here. Da, da, dum, doo, doo, dum, doo, doo, doo. That's really cool. I want to go back and hear that again. I just like, there's some catchy melodies in here too. That's what's cool about it. It's not just like, there's also melodic hooks in here. I'm a big sucker for a great melody, for a nice sweeping emotional melody. You know?
My mind, those eyes like fire. I'm a winged insect, you're a funeral.
Ah, so good.
Drop now, bite through these wires. I'm a working hell and the guts grow tired.
All right, here comes that part that killed me on the first listen. Oh. That's that piano. Oh.
Guess it goes to show in not, we've no idea what we've got until we lose it.
Oh, we have no idea what we've got until we lose it. Oh, just the emotion in his voice right there. It's goosebumpy. Like, I mean, This is raw, visceral, real human emotion. You know, like this is singing. This is what we need to keep doing with music, right? How is an AI thing going to do that, right?
No amount of love will keep it around.
No amount of love will keep it around. Is that what the lyric is there? Oh, fuck. This song, damn.
If we don't choose it, no. Well, I don't know what's gonna be seen.
This part. All right. So you mentioned in the summoning that Vessel is a lighter screamer than, is it the guitar player who screams also? It was interesting because you could hear that there was some screaming happen, like there was some scream technique or false chord activation technique happening. Then halfway through the sound, there was like a thickening of the tone, and it got even fatter. What was going on there? Is that when the other singer doubled in on the scream? Is that what happened, or was that an effects-driven sound change? Let's listen back for that again. Listen. So that could be done with effects, or that could be done with someone else layering in. I'm not sure. I can't really tell from a phone recording from a live show, but it definitely had Vessel had a nice false chord activation in the sound in the start, and then there was a depth of tone. Now you could do that with effects processing. There are lots of programs out there that will take your voice and just double it an octave lower and add that depth of tone without changing anything vocally. It could also be done by someone else screaming with even more of an open throat depth to the sound. That could be what was going on there. I kind of want to hear that one more time. Then there's like a delay effect and a big reverb trail sort of on it afterward. Very interesting. I'm going to have to definitely listen to the studio recording version of it to hear how they do that in a studio context. That's super interesting to hear. So as far as the false vocal fold activation goes, creating that sound, that's a big part of my teaching lately. So if any of you people are metal singers out there, hit us up because we do teach that. And, you know, when you're doing it right, it's not costing your voice anything at all. So what you're doing is you're cinching your false vocal folds, which are just above your real vocal folds in your vocal chain. And when you cinch them, what happens is you're pulling in some mucosal membranes into the stream of air and causing them to vibrate in addition to your vocal folds vibrating, and that creates that distorted tone with the voice. Vessel does that really well here. And then I'm not sure about if someone else joins in. I know that that's something that happens from what you've told me in the past with the band. So I'm not sure. If you know what happened here, let me know in the comments, please. Anyway, really spectacular. Now we get a little bit of this fun Vessel dancing, right? And this banner mic stand, how cool is that? It's kind of like a candelabra funeral pyre mic stand banner. That is insane. I mean, wow. I'm in the club, man. I'm definitely in the club. I'm so excited to hear more of their music. This is wild. Like, man, I feel like I could go back and do another pass through and grab a whole bunch of other things to say. This is so fascinating, this project. I'm so grateful that you all turned me on to listen to Sleep Token and had amazing recommendations for music. So, you know, on the journey of Sleep Token, I understand that this is a whole long sort of tale of a love story, and that a lot of these songs and the albums are all kind of connecting in this way. And then there's Sleep, which is like spiritual being and speaking through vessel, and I get it. Like, this is fascinating. So I can't wait to listen to more. Let me know what you'd like to hear me react to next from Sleep Token or any other artists. I'm open to that. Also, if you want to talk more about music and things outside of just the comments and community page, come over to my Patreon. I have some free chats over there. I also have an ambassador circle where you can support the channel, and you can even bend my ear a little bit more by getting into some smaller private chats. So come on over, join up. Also, if you like this, subscribe. Stay up to date on my latest stuff, okay? This was great hanging out with you. I appreciated worshiping with you all. Looking forward to my next one. Cheers.